I'd like to introduce another distinguished guest, His Excellency Abdullahi Alazreg, who is Sudan's ambassador to the UK. And he joined the Sudanese Ministry of Foreign Affairs in 1990 and has served in Saudi Arabia, Kenya, the US, Switzerland, and China. And between 2008 and 10, he served as director in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Sudan, with responsibilities for Arab affairs and bilateral relations. And between 2004 and 2008, he was Sudan's ambassador to Bulgaria. And we're delighted that he could join us here today. So, Your Excellency.
Thank you very much. It's an honor for me to be here in this great institution, the ODI, and an honor for me also to address a highly respected audience with Dr. Abyei and my colleague, the Ambassador of Netherlands. Actually, what I'd like to say is that the war in Sudan started before Sudan got its independence. The war flared in the year 1955, and it started on and off actually, till the signing of the CPA, the Comprehensive Peace Agreement, in the year 2005. We consider the signing of the Comprehensive Peace Agreement as a milestone in the history of our country. And we have to thank the brokers and all the people that helped in signing that agreement. It is important to mention that this government that is running Sudan right now is the only government that succeeded in ending a very long war that devastated both the North and the South. It was our strategy to bring peace to Sudan, because we know we have tasted the bitter fruits of war, and we know for sure how devastating and how bad the war for a country, especially when it is a developing country. This was a strategy, and it will continue to be our strategy to bring peace to Sudan. Because Sudan is a big country, unless there is stability in Sudan, unless there is stability in Sudan, the neighboring countries will definitely be negatively affected. We want to concentrate on the development of our country, and we want also to form real good relation with our neighbors. Unless we work for peace within our communities and with our neighbors, the global security will be negatively affected. I'm not representing the National People's Congress here. I'm representing the Republic of Sudan as the ambassador. So I will not defend the party, but I will talk about the policy of my government. I know that reaching the peace in Sudan was our strategy, and we have done our best to meet all our promises and our commitment in the Comprehensive Peace Agreement. We know for sure before the referendum that the result of the referendum would be the secession. Nevertheless, we haven't done anything to derail the process leading to the secession of the country. And we know for sure accepting the right of self-determination is not an easy choice for any politician in Sudan. Nevertheless, we know that it is only wise to allow people to have their own choice, especially that the quest for this from the part of our brothers in the South started in the year 1949. Before this, 4 days before the referendum, our president visited Southern Sudan, the capital, and announced that he will support whatever the result or the outcome of that referendum. And he delivered what he promised. We have announced a day before, the independence of Southern Sudan, that we are recognizing the new state of Southern Sudan, and we are ready to help and for a real good neighborly relation, and we are still committed to that. My friend, Dr. Luca Byung, said he is seeing a gloomy picture in the north and a glaring in the south. With due respect, I don't share this idea with him. The south is really facing real problems. It is understandable for a new state to have real problems, but the previous experience of the leaders of the South doesn't make one optimistic about the future of the South. A couple of months ago, I was participating in a kind of a testimony in the House of Lords. It was about Southern Sudan. This is before the independence, and my colleague, the ambassador of South Sudan here, or the person representing the government of Southern Sudan in London, was also with me. And I have submitted to the House of Lords a document prepared by the Evaluation and Assessment Commission, which is chaired by a respectful British diplomat. His name is Sir Derek Blumley. That statement, which was prepared by this respectful British diplomat, who's helping us during the implementation period, process of the CPA, said that the government of the Sudan submitted or given all the use of the proceeds of the petroleum to the government of Southern Sudan. That amount up to the 31st of December was $9,650,350,000. Unfortunately, that money went to the drain, and this is bring us the challenge of corruption in Southern Sudan. You know that this is the real main number one problem in the South. Number one problem in the South, because nothing in the medical field has been done out of that money. Nothing in the education field has been achieved from that money, and the infrastructure is in a real bad shape. This is the challenge that is facing Southern Sudan. The second, problem that is facing Southern Sudan is tribalism, and the fact that the SPLA is not ready to change from a rebel militarist movement to a political civil entity and open up for the other people, other tribes. Now, the Shuluk, the Nuer, and other tribes are complaining that the majority of the positions in the high echelon of the government is controlled by one tribe. This is another challenge that has to be addressed. The second or the third challenge is that the newborn state in Southern Sudan is not concentrating on the internal affairs of the newborn state. Instead of concentrating on the real challenges, which we officially announced that we are ready to help, okay? Instead of that, they are, some of the leaders of the state are not genuine in forming good relation with us in the north. This is really sad. We are feeling really sad because we are genuine in forming real good relation. Only a couple of weeks ago, they have sponsored the rebels, some rebels from Darfur, and Abdullahi Alazreg, the leader of the rebellion in Southern Kordofan, and they have announced that they will go on the path of changing the rule in Sudan. This means they would like to drag us again back to the dark days of war. This is not good for the relation between our two countries. So saying that there is a gloomy picture in the north is unfair, and saying that the picture in the south is only glaring is also unfair. Let me, because I have limited time, talk about what's going in Abyei. Abyei is around 10,000 square kilometers. And the population of Abyei are two communities, the Dinka Ngok, or Ngok Dinka, and the Miseria. Both of them are claiming that they are indigenous people. And we have a protocol that was part of the CPA that says there should be a referendum for the people of Abyei to decide their future, whether to be part of the south or part of the north. Yet, the leadership of the SPLA, because it has been influenced by our brothers from Abyei, refused to allow the Miseria, who is also an indigenous people of Abyei, the right to vote in that referendum. And this is what created the stalemate with regard to the referendum regarding Abyei. Mind you, the protocol Abyei gave the Miseria part of the proceeds of the oil and gave them also a share in the administration of Abyei. Nevertheless, these people have been denied the right to vote for the future of their land, and this creates a problem. My friend Dr. Luca also talked about what is called the invasion of Abyei. Abyei actually was governed by a certain administration, and that administration, or the chief administrator of that administration actually, we discovered that he was like a militia leader, because he brought to Abyei 2,500 troops from inside the south, and this is a sheer violation to the protocol of Abyei. Abyei protocol says that there should be 300 police officers in the whole of Abyei. He violated that provision and brought 2,500 with 9 tanks. We have made this information available to the African Union, to the United Nations, and our foreign minister talked with Mrs. Clinton, and we have complained to everybody on the air. This is a violation. These troops should be withdrawn, but nothing came out of that. This troop prevented another indigenous community, the Miseria, from grazing in the area, and prevented the Miseria from reaching with their cattle the river. Any responsible government will stop this violation. And after making this information available for everybody, okay, the President of the Republic used his constitutional right and ordered the army to occupy Abyei. But we said this is not the final stage. We don't want to stay there. This is just an interim arrangement, okay? And we have also contacted everybody, telling them this is not the final stage. We don't want it like this. So please come and try to find a solution. We have agreed now, okay, on the 20th of June, with the SPLA to make a new administration And the agreement, which was also witnessed by Mr. Thabo Mbeki, provided that each party, the government of Sudan and the SPLM, nominate 3 nominees for 2 main posts, the chief administrator and the chairperson of the Legislative Council. From these 3 nominees, the other party chooses one. SPLA nominated 3 persons for the chief administrator, and we have chosen, I think, Dr. Luca, if I'm not wrong. We have given our names, our nominees for the SPLM. SPLM said no, we will not accept these people because they have to be all from Dinkangok. If they will be all from Dinkangok, why are we fighting for? What about the other community, the indigenous people, so-called Miseria? This is wrong, and this is also not in line with the agreement that we signed in Addis Ababa in the 20th of June. We made the matter clear to the African Union, and we told them that this is also a violation to the agreement that we signed under the auspices of Mr. Mbeki. This is what happened actually. Now there is stalemate in Abyei, quite unfortunate, because the SPLA refused to accept any one of our nominees, and there is a vacuum of administration. We are feeling sad. We don't want this to continue. We are appealing to international community to speak to our brothers in the SPLM so that they stick to what we have agreed upon in Addis Ababa. I have only 1 minute, but I didn't finish anything to say.
You'll have opportunities during the discussion.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. South Kordofan. Do you think I will finish in 1 minute?
I'll give you an extra minute for that.
Okay. South Kordofan. There was an election in Southern Kordofan. Before the election, the SPLA was used to have a big slogan. Their slogan was, "It is either the star or the attack." The star is the star in the SPLM flag, which now became the flag of Southern Sudan. They are threatening the voters. It is either the star, us, or the attack. And before the election, they were telling the people, if we did not win, this means the election is rigged. The election took place. It was not rigged. It was monitored by Carter Center and also by other organizations. And Carter Center said this is a fair election. After that, Mr. Hilo, attacked 60 military and police stations, and disappeared. He killed civilians. He confiscated civilian cars, and he attacked civilians, killed them, and also killed some people who were even praying. This is not playing in accordance to the democratic rule. This is against democracy. We have to accept the rules of democracy, and among these rules is accepting the result of the election the way we accepted the result of the election in Blue Nile. To me, what Al Hilo has done is a criminality, clear and simple. Thank you very much.